What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after week 17 of our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise, where the Crusaders picked up a tough victory against a Carolina Panthers team, and Stuart Denny struggled. You know, we kind of got off on the wrong foot with him, made some bad reads, and he ended up throwing 3 interceptions. A game like that against a playoff team, and we are going to be one and done. You know, Stuart Denny has to get more careful with the ball moving on into the postseason. But in the midst of his struggles, we realized and remembered our identity is a running football team. Devin Golden and Jesus King absolutely killed it for the Crusaders, willing the team to a victory. You also got a pick 6 from our rookie Damian Reed. That was good to see. But ultimately, our defense is going to need to step up a lot more against playoff contenders, and our offense is going to need to be more careful with the ball. Remember, we had 2 fumbles as well. We recovered both of them, but you know, that's definitely something you have to watch out for. Taking care of the ball is going to be very important for this Crusader team in the playoffs if they want to turn history around and finally get that Super Bowl win that has evaded them for a few years now. Moving forward, let's check out what we got, and Blake Bortles has won the MVP award. We got a lot to do today, and Keegan Gibson, despite us offering him more money, has still turned down every contract we've given him. We're going to have to try again once in free agency, and then make a decision on how to move forward from there. Going through, look at our division, 13-3, 10-6, 10-6. The Chiefs and Broncos having great seasons as well. You know, obviously we ended up winning the division, but that goes to say a lot about our record right now. You know, I think we finally have built the team capable of winning the Super Bowl. Again, it's just going to come down, will the stars align for us to make it happen? Devin Golden, over 2,000 rushing yards on the season. A monster performance in that last game there to make that happen. And things are looking good for the Crusaders. Khalil Mack doing a great job putting pressure on the quarterback. Matthew McCown right behind him there. Jacob Moody having a good season. We have superstars across the field right now, and things are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and check out the weekly awards. Week 17, we got Parker, 32 of 42, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Darrell Washington, 16 tackles and 1 interception for him. Mitch Farrell, 31 of 40, 351 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Khalil Mack, 7 tackles, 4 sacks on the day, doing a great job putting pressure on Cam Newton for the Crusaders. Let's go ahead and check out the yearly awards, see what we got going on. And as we saw, Blake Bortles will win that MVP award. Derek Carr, number 2 on that list. T.R. Foreman, number 3. And then Tremaine Small, number 4. 2 former Crusader quarterbacks going to be ahead of Stuart Denny here. And, you know, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what would have happened if we kept Derek Carr. What would have happened if we kept Tremaine Small? I definitely feel comfortable with Stuart Denny. I think he fits our offense. But you have to wonder what if. A.J. McCarron going to be at number 6. Devin Golden, 7. Andy Dalton, 8. Chaz Jenkins at 9. And Colin Kaepernick coming in at number 10. Coach of the Year, Van Joswiak, going to win the award. Chip Kelly, 2. O'Brien, 3. Scroll down this list kind of quickly here. And then again, Rex Ryan with the Patriots is just bizarre. Single down there on the Rams. Interesting enough. We'll scroll through these awards pretty quickly as well. But Devin Golden winning Offensive Player of the Year. Bortles 2. T.R. Foreman 3. Tremaine Small 4. McCarron 5. Stuart Denny down here at number 8 on the list. Chaz Jenkins at 9. Defensive Player of the Year. Ryan Shazier going to be number 1. Jace Richardson at number 2. Khalil Mack 3. Laurinaitis 4. Scrolling down the list. Raynard Ray up at number 7 for the Crusaders there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Junior Mitchell, 88 overall for the Chiefs, as well as Claudison Smith, 83 overall. Chiefs adding a few rookies here to a team that went 10-6, and this is definitely a team to fear as we move forward with, you know, look forward to the rest of their tenure there, I suppose I should say. Buck Ware on the list down there at number 9. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Hunter Hurst going to come in at number 2 for the Crusaders. Scrolling down, Abdullah Azur, Corey Tarpley, and Damian Reed, all 3, 7, 8, 9 on that list. So overall, we had a lot of rookies step up on the defensive side of the ball, helping us get to the record there. Stuart Denny going to be number 2 on the best quarterback list. Philip Farrell over there with the Jets now. Best running back, Devin Golden. Obviously, he's going to get that first spot. We knew he had a monster season, but it's good to see him recognized for Jawan Sellers. That is going to be Tremaine Small's favorite target there. Jawan Lumpkin. Vincent Jackson helping Blake Bortles win that MVP award. Yakov Moody is really becoming a great player for us. The thing we need to do is get Yakov Moody and Keyston Mack to click in the playoffs. We know how talented they both are, but they really haven't formed a chemistry between both of them yet, and that's what we need to see if this team's going to win a Super Bowl. We need Keyston Mack to step up his performance in the playoffs, and we need Stuart Denny to stop turning the ball over so much. Keegan Gibson and Matthew McCown on this list, as well as Shelby Harris. Best defensive back, Chris Culliver, getting that #1 spot. Stephen Gilmore there, or Stephen Gilmore, a guy we're pretty familiar with in our Sim series, or not our Sim series, our Buffalo Bills franchise, I apologize. Going down the list, kicker, and we got Chuck Vaughn way down there at #9. Dustin Hopkins for the Brooklyn Beats. I forgot all about them. All right, NFC. Let's just scroll through kind of quickly here, guys. Got a lot to do because we still have to check on the stats as well. Luke Kuechly winning Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC. That is definitely something we could easily see coming. 49er player, there we go. I love seeing those 49er players. 2 of them on the list there. And Vlad Paul for the Panthers, who we just saw make a nice catch. Going down the list to see what we got. Derek Carr, #1 over there. Now, we do have a better record than the Eagles. It'll be interesting if we see another matchup like that going up against Derek Carr. Bruton the Crouton, best wide receiver for the NFC there. And man, this is bringing back some memories, guys. I apologize. Again, I know it's been a while since we've done this series. Scrolling through, it reminds me of all the great players that we came across throughout this, and all the support you guys showed for this series was really remarkable. I'm glad we're finally getting around to finishing this thing off, but some interesting players there. There's Oscar Samuels, again, another guy that we are quite familiar with. Let's go ahead and check out the stats. And, our offense doing a great job throughout the season, but they are going to need to turn it around in the postseason with some certain things, and we'll go over that now. Looking at Stuart Denny, 38 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. We cannot be throwing that many interceptions. We got to do a better job of protecting the ball. One thing Stuart Denny has had going for him is getting touchdowns, though, putting up a lot of points up on the board, and that's definitely something good to see. But in the playoffs, are going to go up against much better teams, and everybody's going to bring their A game every single time. Luckily, we have home field advantage up to the Super Bowl, so we're going to have that crowd backing us, but we can't afford to fall in a hole and then have an interception or anything like that. That can definitely change the tide of a game very quickly. Devin Golden is just a beast. There's really nothing else we can say about him. 5.4 yards a carry, over 2,000 yards. And then we have King, who is a big-time playmaker, backing him up. This guy has some speed, and he is definitely capable of busting along some big runs. His long of the season was done in Week 17, actually. But, he can definitely make some big plays. He's also good out of the backfield for us, as we'll come up and see shortly. Yakov Moody, 1,500 yards, 7 touchdowns for him. Not getting a whole lot of touchdowns, but definitely doing a good job of getting some yardage for this team. But we really need to see more from Keyston Mack. We talked about that. And only 2 touchdowns on the year. This guy is capable of playing a lot better, and we need to see that from him. We need him to step up and be that dominant player in the playoffs if this team is going to reach its goal of winning a Super Bowl. Chase Cross, another big-time playmaker, as well as Shakir Gayton. We got a lot of guys capable of making some big plays for this team, and our offense is definitely an exciting thing to watch. Defensively, Raynard Ray leading the way, Hunter Hurst right behind him. Khalil Mack, though, 17 sacks. Matthew McCown with 12, 7 for Raynard Ray and Keegan Gibson. Obviously, we definitely need to make getting Gibson back a priority. 5 for Shelby Harris. Interceptions, I'd like to see more from this category. We saw 3 from Shamari Sherman, 2 from Raynard Ray, 2 from Abdullah Azur, and a few different players here with 1, but that's not going to be enough. If we're turning the ball over as much as we have been, we need to do a better job of getting turnovers and making big plays on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see if our defense can step up and start forcing big plays here in the playoffs. Beckwith, another guy I'm pretty excited about moving forward. Blocks, none on the season. I've never seen a block in the past few Madden games on all Madden mode. It's just nearly impossible. Khalil Mack with that safety. And then Khalil Mack, Damian Reed, which we saw last game, and Javian Mitchell getting those touchdowns there. Kicking, 23-26 for Chuck Vaughn, a long of 53. Kick returns, no touchdowns on the season, but we do feel comfortable with Chase Cross, as well as his return ability in the punt game. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for the NFL here, see what we got. throughout the season. And that stat's always going to be skewed based on how many times they threw the ball. But Tremaine Small, 5,100 yards. Blake Bortles with over 5,000. Andy Dalton had a monster season. I mean, it's crazy that Stuart Denny had this good of a season and he falls down at number 5. Again, one of my knocks with this Madden was it seems like every single quarterback drafted ends up becoming like a 99 overall or something. But Blake Bortles, 48 touchdowns, only 13 interceptions. The Jaguars are a team to be feared in the postseason. And especially with the defense like ours that tends to give up a lot of big plays, you know, that could be a bad matchup for us if we come across them. Stuart Denny's second on this list with A.J. McCarron, each with 38 touchdowns. Again, way too many interceptions here for Denny. A.J. McCarron only throwing 11. T.R. Foreman, 36 and 12. Tremaine Small, 35 and 19. Derek Carr, 35 and 14, I'm sorry. And then Andy Dalton and Stafford as well. Going to the rushing stats, and it's not even close. Nobody even close to Devin Golden right now, but LaShawn McCoy did have a very good season for the Eagles, and they got to be considered one of the teams capable of winning the Super Bowl right now. Tamarcus Easton going to be third on that list. Shane Vereen going to be at number 4 with his new team here. The Cleveland Browns had 12 touchdowns, 6.1 yards a carry for Adrian Peterson. That's actually more than Devin Golden got, but they didn't really run the ball with them a whole lot. I wonder why that would be. Rushing touchdowns, 15 for Marshawn Lynch and Eldon Strong. Devin Golden with 14 with Monte Ball and Lance Dunbar. Jeremy Hill with 13. Le'Veon Bell with 12. And Jalston McClain with 12 as well for the Bears there. Receiving the ball, LaRon Curse, 125 catches. Bruton the Crouton and Justin Blackman each with 120. Jawan Sellers, 117. Mike Wallace, 112. In terms of touchdowns, 14 for Vincent Jackson, 13 for Bruton the Crouton, Jawan Sellers, and Randall Cobb, as well as Jawan Lumpkin here. 12 for Justin Blackman and Andre Johnson, 11 for Dez Bryant and A.J. Green. Gronk with 10, Nicholas Moon over on the Colts here. That was another big pickup for their offense with Jordy Nelson and Keenan Allen all with 10 as well. Blocking, there you go. Defensively, Darrell Washington leading the way in tackles. Did I say Darrell Washington earlier? I feel like I might have said something else, but Darrell Washington, if I didn't, oh well, I don't know. Stephen Tollett going to be at number 2, Luke Kuechly 3, Shazier 4, and Bostic at 5. Sacks, Alden Smith with 11. Again, they're going to glitch our players out here. Robert Mathis with 10, Junior Gillette with 8, J.J. Watt with 7, and Carl Brock with 7. Not a whole lot of sacks going along. Usually you see quite a few players there with more than 10. Not so much this year, though. Interceptions, 10 for Alteron Werner and Richard Sherman, 9 for Xavier Rhodes, Stephen Gilmore with 8, 7 for Thomas Barone, and Chris Cole over there. A lot of guys getting interceptions. It just was not happening for our team. It's a bummer, you know. We need to get those guys making more plays, man. Definitely, for sure, that needs to happen. Kiko Alonso forcing 4 fumbles. Recovery, Kelvin Shepard leading the way with 3. Any blocks on the year? A few blocks, actually. Mason Foster going down the list. Chris Borland, don't go to the Cowboys, dude. Come on. Come on now. There are your safeties and defensive touchdowns. 2 for Justin Gilbert and 2 for Mark Barron. Barone, again, I know I might have pronounced that wrong. I apologize, guys. Scrolling down the list, I saw DJ Hayden over there, a former Crusader as well, over there for the Patriots now. Kicking, Carpenter doing a good job. Let's check out what the long is, and I see Gano with 53 there, and Chuck Vaughn tied with that, actually. Punting, there you go. And Sam Martin, no longer there. Where's Sam Martin now? Let's look at the average here. Marquette King leading the way. Sam Martin down here with the Kansas City Chiefs. I did know that, actually. It's just been so long. And then David Wilson, 2 kick returns for a touchdown for the new Brooklyn Beats. Hadley with 2, and Genio Crisp with 2 as well. Quite a few people here with 1. A lot of kick returns for a touchdown so far this season. I say so far. The season's over, but quite a lot of players there. And then punt returns for a touchdown. 3 for Lunier Lunsford. Man, that's a monster performance from him. Cheney with 1 there for the 49ers, a rookie. And that will do it for our stats, guys. Again, this was a little bit different. You know, I'm so far out of this series at this point. Again, guys, I apologize. Usually I'm a little bit better with that. But I am determined to finish the season now. So please forgive me for the delay on this series, guys. We are getting back into it. And next up, we're going to have another news video going over all of the wildcard news. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see y'all next time. Later.